Today, our topic is how to use Stoicism to overcome fear. Fear is something everyone feels. It is natural. Fear can stop us from doing what we want. It can make us feel weak. But Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, teaches us how to handle fear. Stoicism is not about removing fear. It is about understanding fear and not letting it control us. Let me explain how Stoicism can help you overcome fear. First, we need to understand what fear is. Fear is an emotion. It is a feeling that something bad might happen. Fear can be about losing something, failing, or even dying. Fear is not always bad. Sometimes fear keeps us safe. For example, if you see a dangerous animal, fear tells you to run. But fear becomes a problem when it stops us from living a good life. When fear controls us, we cannot grow. We cannot take risks. We cannot be happy. Stoicism teaches us to face fear. It teaches us to be brave. Being brave does not mean you do not feel fear. Being brave means you feel fear, but still do what is right. Stoicism gives us tools to handle fear. Let us talk about these tools. The first tool is understanding what we can control and what we cannot control. Stoics believe that some things are in our control, and some things are not. For example, you cannot control the weather. You cannot control what other people think or do. But you can control your own thoughts and actions. This is very important when dealing with fear. Often we feel fear because we try to control things we cannot control. For example, if you are afraid of failing at work, you cannot control everything at work. You cannot control your boss or your coworkers. But you can control how hard you work. You can control how much you prepare. Focus on what you can control. Let go of what you cannot control. This will reduce your fear. When you stop trying to control everything, you feel freer. You feel stronger. The second tool is to practice negative visualization. This is a Stoic exercise. Negative visualization means imagining the worst that can happen. This might sound strange. Why would you imagine bad things? But this exercise helps you prepare for fear. For example, if you are afraid of losing your job, imagine what would happen if you lost your job. Imagine how you would feel. Imagine what you would do. By imagining the worst, you realize that you can handle it. You realize that even if the worst happens, you will survive. This makes you less afraid. Negative visualization also helps you appreciate what you have. When you imagine losing something, you feel grateful for having it now. This gratitude reduces fear. You realize that even if things go wrong, you still have many good things in your life. The third tool is to focus on the present moment. Fear often comes from thinking about the future. We worry about what might happen, but the future is not here yet. The only moment we have is now. Stoics believe that we should focus on the present. We should do our best in the present moment. We cannot control the future, so worrying about it is useless. For example, if you are afraid of giving a speech, focus on what you are doing right now. Focus on preparing your speech. Focus on practicing. Do not think about what might happen during the speech. Just focus on the present. This will help you feel calmer. When you focus on the present, fear loses its power. Fear is about the future, but the future is not real yet. The present is real. Live in the present. The fourth tool is to accept what happens. Stoics believe that we should accept everything that happens in life. This does not mean we should not try to change things. It means we should accept what we cannot change. For example, if you lose your job, accept it. Do not fight it. Do not complain. Accept it and move forward. Acceptance reduces fear. When you accept that bad things can happen, you are not surprised when they do. You are prepared. You are strong. Acceptance also helps you see that bad things are not always as bad as they seem. Often, bad things teach us something. They make us stronger. They help us grow. When you accept life as it is, fear becomes smaller. You realize that life is full of ups and downs, and you can handle both. The fifth tool is to practice courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting despite fear. Stoics believe that courage is one of the most important virtues. To overcome fear, you must practice courage. Start with small things. For example, if you are afraid of speaking in public, start by speaking in front of a small group. If you are afraid of failure, try something new, even if you might fail. Each time you act with courage, you become stronger. Each time you face your fear, it becomes smaller. Courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Do not wait for fear to go away. Act with courage, and fear will lose its power over you. The sixth tool is to remember that fear is just a feeling. Fear is not a fact. Just because you feel afraid does not mean something bad will happen. Feelings come and go. They are not permanent. Stoics teach us to observe our feelings without letting them control us. When you feel fear, do not fight it. Do not run from it. Observe it. Tell yourself, I feel afraid, but this feeling will pass. When you observe your fear, you take away its power. You realize that fear is just a feeling, and you are stronger than your feelings. The seventh tool is to think about death. This might sound strange, but Stoics believe that thinking about death can help us overcome fear. Death is the ultimate fear for many people. But Stoics believe that thinking about death can make us appreciate life more. It can make us realize that life is short, and we should not waste it on fear. When you think about death, you realize that many of your fears are small. They are not worth your time. Thinking about death also helps you focus on what is important. It helps you live a meaningful life. When you live a meaningful life, fear becomes less important. The eighth tool is to use reason. Stoics believe that reason is the most powerful tool we have. Reason helps us understand our fears. It helps us see if our fears are real or not. For example, if you are afraid of flying, use reason to understand why. Is flying really dangerous? What are the chances of something bad happening? When you use reason, you see that many fears are not based on facts. They are based on imagination. Reason helps you see the truth. And the truth is often less scary than your fears. The ninth tool is to remember that you are not alone. Everyone feels fear. Even the strongest people feel fear. You are not weak because you feel fear. You are human. Stoics believe that we are all part of a bigger community. We are all connected. When you feel fear, remember that others feel it too. Talk to someone about your fears. Share your feelings. This will help you feel less alone. It will also help you see that fear is a normal part of life. The 10th tool is to keep practicing. Overcoming fear is not something you do once. It is something you practice every day. Stoicism is a way of life. It is not a quick fix. You must practice these tools every day. Some days will be easier. Some days will be harder. But if you keep practicing, you will get stronger. You will learn to handle fear. You will learn to live a good life despite fear. In conclusion, Stoicism teaches us that fear is a natural part of life. We cannot remove fear, but we can learn to handle it. We can focus on what we can control. We can practice negative visualization. We can focus on the present moment. We can accept what happens. We can practice courage. We can remember that fear is just a feeling. We can think about death. We can use reason. We can remember that we are not alone. And we can keep practicing. These tools will help you overcome fear. They will help you live a brave and meaningful life. Remember, fear is not your enemy. Fear is just a challenge, and you have the power to face it.